Today we're going to have a quick look in this video at the It's Insured use case for the Customer Fusion AEDM, Audience Engagement and Data Management Platform. This new generation platform can allow you to control virtually anything that you need to, completely integrated and without any silos, in one dashboard and one platform, from CEM, CRM, learning management systems, content management, workflow, task management, customer engagement and automation through EDM and SMS, and all of the websites, landing pages and promotional activity that you may need to run for your brand or business. You can also manage multiple brands out of the one Omni dashboard view and do a lot of exciting things in terms of data reporting, tracking, and individual user profiles for views of information that is most important to the role of the individual within the organization. In this example, you'll see that I'm in the master administration dashboard for the It's Insurance use case. This is a financial services industry vertical, insurance, and this is a really great example of the application of AEDM. And AEDM is a platform which is really a new generation, first of its kind, combination of both CRM and customer experience management in one, both from the point of view of the end customer, the purchaser or user of your product or service, and also any other audience that you may need to engage with, whether that be internal staff, whether that be franchisees, whether that be resellers or distributors or retailers. You can manage all engagement, all content, and any sort of interaction and automation through the one dashboard, giving you a unified view and a unified data overview of everything over time that has occurred for that brand or that organization with any of the audiences they need to talk to. So in terms of, we always talk about audiences because we think the word customer comes with some baggage in terms of meaning, and audiences from a business or a brand's point of view are really the most important thing. And of course you'll have multiple audiences you need to communicate with in different ways based on the products or the brands you might be talking to them about, or even their segmentations, for example, within your database and the type of customer or audience they may be. But then you have audiences, as we've said before, who may be staff, franchisees, retailers, distributors, wholesalers, resellers, that sort of thing as well. And you need to talk to them, once again, in different ways, and you may need to segment and tailor how you talk and communicate with those people as well. In this dashboard, you can see the master controls for everything you'll need to do within the platform. This is a cloud-based platform, and you can access this from anywhere on any device where you have an internet connection. In terms of managing content, you can see here the capability to manage all sorts of pages, blogs, forums, landing pages and EDMs. In terms of automating communications, you have the ability to look at users, grouping those users, and that can be manual groupings and segmentations or automated groupings. Organizations, so companies and the associated individuals with those companies or individuals in their own right. Organization types, so these could be departments, they could be brand areas, they could be different businesses within a group. And then you can also look at teams and roles. So these could be sales teams, they could be sales teams broken down by type of brand or customer that they deal with. They could be individual departments that deal with customers, so marketing, sales, customer service, all of those sorts of areas. As part of that activity as well, you have the ability to build journeys that engage in a certain way with automation and build journeys to drive that engagement in the most effective way possible. And we'll come back and have a look at some of that. You have the ability to manage stores and products. So both from an e-commerce point of view, from a transaction point of view, from a point of view in terms of rewards or incentives as well, right through to fulfillment and inventory. You also are able to manage from this section things like auctions, all types of different auctions, reverse auctions, highest bidder auctions, whatever that might be, and vouchers, so redeemable vouchers or types of vouchers that can be applied and used as part of your marketing activity. You are able to manage all your websites and any web or online associated content, your data, and then you have a full suite of reporting capabilities as well. You can see at the top of the page here, we have two brands within this organisation. So we have Australian Broker Network, and if I click on that, you'll see the current holding page that is customer facing. And if I go back and click on the It's Insured one, you'll see the current customer facing site, which has integrated quotation capabilities that feeds into a smart segmentation and then automation of inquiries and allocations of leads and management of those leads as well. And then you have what is called the CRM, which has been implemented for It's Insured at the moment. So the CRM is where you can manage based on your role in an organisation or in the servicing of a customer, the engagement and the actual lead or sale of that customer. Or, for example, in this instance, things like claims, renewals, all of those sorts of activities. Whatever type of engagement, journey, nurture you may need to take an audience on, you can control it from this dashboard. This dashboard gives you all the information based on your roles and permissions, and if you're a manager, for example, it will show a cumulative view of all of those people within your team and their progress to date, and you can then click down to each individual within the team and see their individual statistics, KPIs, etc., etc. The great thing about the system is that you can create any type of journey, you can edit everything within the dashboard, and the functionality for editing is the same across any activity or type of capability within the system, so that you're not logging into different types of systems or platforms to manage content and then to manage CRM and trying to actually have people who are familiar or be familiar yourself with multiple different functionality that works across different systems and different software. There's also a advantage in terms of having obviously unified data, one view of everything that goes on and all interactions with every type of audience that you may ever engage with. In terms of individual profiles and groupings, you can click into those and you can see individual information about people within those groups. If I click into a particular prospect here, you'll see the profile for that individual, and this information progressively populates over time automatically based on the interactions with that individual, and you can have a full range of information about that individual. You can look at what emails they've received. You can see at the top here what groups they have been automatically allocated to within the system based on them engaging through some sort of activity or campaign, for example. And you can look at things like files and forms. So in this case, for example, in the insurance area, each individual profile has a virtual safety deposit box which contains all the documentation from a compliance point of view that they have ever received in regards to their engagement with you as a brand. So that might be policy documents, schedules, quotations, even quotations that they haven't accepted but they received as part of the engagement and lead process or sales process, and any of that other sort of information that's appropriate and needs to be accessed by the individual client, but also anyone who may be dealing with that client. So in terms of servicing a client or engaging with a client over a lifetime, this is a really big advantage because anyone can come in at any stage, and if someone happens to be on leave or they've left the company and they can no longer deal with this particular client, any individual can come in and see a visual timeline which historically populates every interaction and every engagement that happens with this client and understand where that client is at in the history of the engagement with your brand or your organization. And with one click, they can view the sort of engagement that they have received. So you can get a view of the emails, for example, that they might have received as part of that engagement process, or anything else that may have happened as a result of that. So where they've joined a particular group because they might have completed a form or requested a quote from, say, the Australia Day Motor Show here, for example, or they've joined contacts because an individual has signed them up, or they've made a phone call or emailed about becoming interested in receiving quotations, for example, or they've filled out just a general contact form from a website, for example, or a lead from an email or a landing page.